Alright, what's going on, guys? So, pretty boring day in small cap land. If you traded today, I'm sure you figured that out. I only traded two stocks, STAF and PetQ. You know, I'll just show you because I'm so bored and we might as well look. Staff, PetQ, there it is. I'll go over them right now. Staff, I don't know if I overtraded. I had really high commissions. Like, I'm down because of commissions. My commissions are $66. And I lost $64. Now, it's because I'm using this new routing here in Interactive Brokers. It's, where's my global config? Orders, smart routing. So I prefer the fill rather than the rebate or the multi-purpose, so I never get a discount. So for example now, if I buy on the ask, you can see here one of my orders for staff. The commission is $6.70 for 1,000 shares. Whereas before that would have been like $2, $3 maybe. So it literally tripled my commissions, but now I never get that error when I bail out of like your order is not like, I don't know if you guys remember that. So it saved me a lot of money on these big position sizes. So anyways, let's just get into the trades. I try to take staff a little bit pre-market here for the breakout. I thought we were kind of curling up and going to break through 317. I took 1,000 shares, bailed it out. Took 1,000 shares again for the breakout of this wedge. Didn't happen, so I bailed out. And I think at that point I was only down $30 or something, so I was like, okay, I don't really care. I kept my losses really tight, and I had this thing open from last night, so I could see it in the morning. It says entries, 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 relax and wait, relax and wait. And on my rules here, if you remember, I have do not, I repeat, do not overtrade when losing. Red day snowballing is why you are holding yourself back. So while I'm down today, I'm only down 20, you can look over here, $27. That's it. And this would be one of those days, if we look at my spreadsheet here, this would be one of those days where this happens, or this happens, or this happens, or any of this happens, because I just overtrade. If you remember that metric that I had of, let me just look quickly. If it takes me more than a second to find it, I won't. Okay, right here. So on my red days, I overtrade. So on these massive red days, right? I overtrade because my volume is much, much higher than the other days. And my win percentage on these down days right here, if you look, my accuracy is crap, whereas normally it's 100%. So this is one of those days where I could have easily been down like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I'm really happy that I kept it small. I'm down $27 after a nice little run here of making $1,200 in 2 days. So if I can have that upwards movement and then consolidation and maybe just a tiny dip, when I start making money again and when the market is hot, I go right back up, rather than this equity curve that is straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Now this is probably hopefully gonna just kind of even out, like right in this area, and then continue higher. So that's the plan. That's why I'm really, really happy about today, even though losing $27 doesn't sound like a big deal. It's a big deal to me because this shows that I'm improving massively if I can just keep this up. So anyways, you guys are here for the trades, not to listen to me ramble. So let's go over the trades. Let's do it. I took staff at open. I was in big with staff. So I'll explain what I was going to do. There was a pre-market high here of 317. So I said from 317 to 350 there is room. So from 335 now to 350 there is room. And I got that level from the daily here, right here. It's the tip of that wick. So that is the resistance. So I said to myself, we have around maybe, this will maybe just be a 10-cent trade. I took way too many. I took 2,000 shares. I probably should have just taken 1,000. And when I saw the resistance on the level 2, this hidden seller that I don't know if for whatever reason I forgot about him or something. I wasn't paying attention. Or I thought that he wouldn't matter. So I bought into him thinking that he was going to break, but it was actually a massive hidden seller. So what I did was I tried to sell out of all of my shares into him, and then immediately after I get most of them filled, we're down here at 311. And I was like, holy crap. The spreads were like 30 cents at that point. I just get out of my last shares, and I was like, that's it. I go from $63 of a loss to $100 of a loss, and honestly, most of that is commissions. Like I said, it's $12 to buy 2,000 shares. So it comes back up. It broke through that seller, so I buy 2,000 more shares at 35 and 40 is where I got filled for that very, very quick move that I saw. Sure enough, we make it up, and I get filled at 45, 45, 45, and 40. So I bring that loser from minus 100 to plus 32. Now, that was a really risky trade, but that's my edge, is that I'm really quick with this. I do this all the time, these type of setups. You can see the timing on it was like that was like a 1 second trade, 2 seconds max. So we'll watch that full time again so you can kind of see what was going on. So the first time I tried it, I bought in for the break of 33. So we're coming up. 30, I bought 1,000 shares. 33 I bought, and then I see weakness. I try and sell out. I get most of them out. Like, this is how fast this is happening. So now I'm all out except for 50 shares. So it starts to come back up. I see strength again. It breaks through 30, through 33. So I buy in at 35 right here. 2,000 shares. Boom, there's my 10 cents. Taking my profit, and I'm pretty much all out again to bring a loser into a winner. Now you can rewatch that. You can slow it down. So it makes more sense, and you can kind of see what was happening on the level 2. I think that would be really useful if you did that. I know on YouTube you can change it from like full speed to 0.25. Maybe that'll help some people. And you can see exactly where I bought in and why I bought in. And then I was just looking for that 10 cents. I know the resistance is up here at 349, so 345 is good enough for me. So that's what I was thinking in my head. I tried my hand out at mid caps again. So this is where a lot of action has been. There's a nice, beautiful wedge breakout on PETQ that was on the scanners. It was up 20%. There was no daily resistance. It was perfect. But I've never traded this stuff before. And when I did, I lost $150 on 100 shares. I don't know if anyone else remembers that, but I do. So got in for this wedge breakout. My target was 34.50. I was going to take off 100 shares, and then either break even or high of day was my last 100 shares. So I got shaken out. I don't know how these stocks react. I sold out, and I was like, oh, why did I sell out? Like, I didn't give it time to do anything. I forget that these are slower moving. They're kind of like chuggier stocks rather than like instant whips. So it comes back up. It goes like right to my target. Where is it? You can see here it goes right to my target at 34.50. It's still showing strength. It's still showing kind of that it's curling up on the moving averages here. So I still like this. I missed that entry at 34, so I chased it like a dickhead, but I got in at a good time. And I took profits accordingly based on the fact that my risk to reward on this was pretty bad. It was like 1-to-1 because I was risking around 30 cents for it to go back down and only to make about 30 cents. But that's because I chased it. But since I knew that I chased it, that's why I sold out earlier than usual. So I got in here for the break of 34.50. It pulls back for just a brief second, and then we push through. Let's go here to live, and once we get up right into the 80s, I say, okay, that's good enough for me. I try to start to sell. I think I sell 100 on the bid. Yeah, it's 71. And I'm waiting to see what happens here. I just put my shares up on the ask. I don't get filled, so I just bail out on the bid at 71 and 77. And I bring that name up to 43.05. And from then on, I don't take anything. I take nothing. You guys just saw my profit loss. So I'm really happy about that. I've started to look into options. I made a video on that. I don't know if anyone will care about it. That's fine. You don't have to watch them. I sold that out for a loss. I'll talk about that in a different video. This will just be the day trading videos. So a boring day. We'll see if there's any opportunity tomorrow. I'm honestly bored out of my mind, and I think that's a good thing because that's what profitable traders do in a market like this. I didn't have any shares to short on staff. You can see here, this contract will be available for short sale if the shares can be located. So no shares available. So I'm just sitting around waiting for a setup and not just jumping into things. I did kind of try and catch the bottom on staff, and I got burned. It was only 500 shares for a $30 loss. So I still think today was great. Today I'm only down 20 bucks. Maybe tomorrow we'll be back green again, but this is some really good progress. So other than that boring video, I hope you guys maybe learned something. And other than that, you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.